Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Suhas Survase and today's date is 10 January 2022. Also, our today's video topic is exception handling in Java. What is exception handling? First we see what is exception. Exception means unwanted or the unaccepted things or the events which are occurred during the execution of program, that is at runtime, which will disturb the normal flow of the program. To handle these types of exception in the program, we use the mechanism which is called as a exception handling. The exception handling consists of a throwable as a parent class, and there are two exceptions, that is, first one is the exception, second one is the error, which are the child class of the throwables. Let's see what is the difference between exception and error. The exception is occurred by the program and the error is occurred by the lack of system. The exceptions can be recoverable, but the errors cannot be recoverable by the programmer. There are two types of the exceptions, that is checked exception, which is also called as a compiled exception, and second one is a runtime exception, which is also called as a unchecked exception. The error only comes under the unchecked exception. Let's see what is the main advantages of the exception handling. The exception handling provides the normal flow of the program. It is the main advantages of exception handling. As we know that the object class is a parent class of all the classes in Java. Similar to that, the throwable is a parent class for exception and the errors. Let's see what is the hierarchy of the exception handling. That is, as we know that throwable is a parent class, though it consists of two branches, that is first for the exception and second one for the errors. In an exception, it consists of two types of exception, that is compile time exception and second one is a runtime exception. In a compile time exception, it consists of different types of classes such as class not found, such method exception, then the IO exception, after that SQL exception, after that interrupted exception, after that remote exception, etc. These classes are come under the compile time exception. In a runtime exception, it consists of arithmetic exception, index out of bound exception. Also, the index out of bound exception consists of two branches, that is array index out of bound exception and string array index out of exception. These come under the runtime exception. Also, the errors are also come under the runtime exception. For more detailed information about hierarchy of the exception handling, see the picture shown on the display. Now we see what is checked exception and the unchecked exception. In the checked exception, the classes which are directly inherits to the throwable, then it is called as a checked exception. It may be consist of the IO exception, SQL exception, class not found exception, etc. These classes are compiled or executed at the compile time. After that, unchecked exception. The unchecked exception are the exception which inherits the runtime exception. That is, it consists of arithmetic exception, index out of bound exception, etc., which are compiled or at the runtime. Now, some of the keywords are used in the exception handling. What are these? First one is try. The try class is used to the try block is used to provide the rescue operation inside that, which must be followed by the catch or the finally. After that catch, the catch is a block which is used for the handling of exception. The catch block cannot be provided separately. It must be followed to try, or after that it may be followed by the finally. The finally block is used to execute the program, either the exception is occurring or the not. After that, throws is used to throw and the exception manually. Next is a throws. The throws is used to declare the declaration of the exception. That is, it is used for the describing or the passing its responsibility to other methods which are used to call for the program, etc. This is all about the exception handling in Java. Thank you.